Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday. The S&P 500 was up 2.1% today, a fantastic green shirt day. The S&P 500, the Dow, and the NASDAQ 100 all closed in record territory today, highest they've ever been, driven by Nvidia's earnings that were released last night. You can't emphasize enough of how powerful their earnings were. It's incredible. They had today a 16% gain in one day. It added up to 277 billion-dollar gain in their market capitalization, which is the highest one-day gain for market cap in history. And really what it's doing is it's kind of showing the power of what's happening in the AI space and where, this might be going. And we're probably really in the early innings of this. These are the picks and shovels companies that are doing well. AMD was up a bunch today too. They're developing some AI chip that might compete with Nvidia, et cetera. And so, this is what always takes off first, and then we'll start to hear about some of these other companies later. But there's some really powerful things here. And the market's completely ignoring the Fed at this point. There was an interview today talking about how they're going to keep rates up for longer than the market expects. And the market's up 2.1% because it's being overshadowed by kind of the growth and the economic growth that's coming from this potentially. So I don't think the Fed is going to be the big picture issue this year unless interest rates go, they have to raise rates. There's talk about them lowering rates. If they start raising rates, then we'll be talking about them more. But, in terms of when they lower them, I mentioned, sometime earlier that, I wouldn't be completely surprised to see them not lower them this year at all. And if they do, it would be quite late in the year. So the driving force is really, at this point has kind of supplanted the rate question with the artificial intelligence issues. And so it's really fun to watch. What's incredible at Nvidia, even though they were up a couple 100% last year and up, tremendously this year and today and everything, their PE ratio is still going down. They're still expensive stock, but their earnings are growing faster than their stock. And so it's pretty fun to watch, what they're doing. And they're talking about not being able to keep up with their orders. This is something you really want to hear about as an investor. And so, we don't directly invest in individual stocks very often, but Nvidia is the fourth largest company in the world. We buy ETFs that are indexes and they're capital weighted, which just means that you're going to have a fair amount of Nvidia in a portfolio that owns, say, the S&P 500 or the total stock market index or some of these technology indexes like QQQ or XLK and things like that. And SOXX, for example, which is an index that we own also. So, we have plenty of exposure to NVIDIA through this, and we had a good day today because of that. And so I think, this particular run, again, it reminds me of 1995. And we're kind of just beginning to see the first portion of that. Lots of things can get in the way of that and kind of make problems, but we kind of need to hang in there. If you're already in the market, great. I wouldn't be selling anything yet. The momentum's way too strong. Would be definitely waiting for some weakness before taking some profits. If you're not in the market yet, definitely any sign of weakness, would have been a good time to kind of nibble and continue to, buy back in. But we've been fully invested since, early last year and have had a nice run with this, market doing so well. So anyway, I look forward to being able to talk about this tomorrow. I do a summary of what I saw happening for the market for the whole week at the beginning of my show. Do the show 12:15 to 1 o'clock on YouTube. Just look up Talk Money with Tom, a specific time, of course. And you can send in questions and what have you. But I'll summarize kind of what I saw happening this week. It's a good week to look at. So anyway, great day today. Nice green shirt day.